Okay, today the topic is about KPI visual in Power BI. Okay, the KPI, it means key performance indicator. Okay, we are referencing this documentation of Power BI where it is mentioned that the key performance indicator, it is a visual cue which communicates the amount of progress towards a measurable goal. Okay, we'll be seeing about how our current sales or any measurable KPI or measurable thing is in progress. Okay, it basically answers two questions: what am I ahead or behind on, and how far ahead or behind on. These two questions it must answer being a KPI, right? So moving ahead, for how to create KPI and all these things will gradually see in this session. Okay, these are like few things which is with respect to Power BI, or like Power BI KPI related topic. We'll get into Power BI and let us understand few things. For example, I have a sales data. I'll show you the data over here. Okay, this is my data where I have date column, country, distributor, brand, the cost, sales, profit and other things, right? And I have a date table where I have I have the dates created from 2017 till to 2022 actually, but sales data is present till only 2021. Now we shall get into the report view and see how few things are working. Okay, I'll go to the home tab. I'll take a table, a simple table where I would like to view few things. For example, from the date table I'll bring in the year. Okay, now this I could click on don't summarize. I made few measures where to save time and explain you. Okay, I made few measures. I'll be explaining you that. Here we have total sales, which is sum of sales with respect to the data in sales data, right? I'll bring the total sales measure with respect to this data. Okay, here we have the total sales, and suppose that if at all we are going to view the last year sales, we have a simple measure where I have applied calculate. The expression is total sales and the filter argument is the data add function where I have brought in the date from date table. The number of intervals is -1 because I want to view the last year sales, and the interval is year kind of interval since I want to view the last year sales. I'll bring my last year sales into this table. You could notice that you are able to see the last year data in this respective column, right, for each row. For 2022 there is no sales data, but for the last year sales it will show the respective data. Okay, now let us see one more measure how year on year growth is appearing. For year on year growth, I have written a simple measure. I have explained you about the last year sales right now, right? And in the result, this is a variable where we create about this. This is a variable where we create this divide total sales minus last year sales divided by total last year sales. If any last year sales data is not working, then it will be giving 0. If at all I don't want anything, I could write this blank function over here. What I want to return is wherever my total sales is not blank, give me result. Otherwise the secondary condition is not required because it is optional. But I hope this is my measure name where I have created variable for last year sales, and this is a simple measure where I have divided the total sales minus previous year sales divided by previous year sales, right? Measure is very straightforward. Now I'll bring in the measure of year on year growth to this table visual. Okay, now here okay, it has moved to the top. I'll select the visual. I'll bring in this year on year growth, with where I have shown you the measure, and we have these percentages things, right? Now what we can do is, I'll select the table, I can open the filter pane, and here in the year column, what I could do is I can choose this basic filtering, and I'll deselect this 2022. Okay, as soon as I deselect, you could see that there are respective percentages. Wherever the growth has occurred, it will show the growth. Wherever it is, the sales has decreased, it will show the decrease. Okay, this here this growth kind of aspect, it is an indicator where it indicates whether the sales has increased positively or it has impacted negatively. Okay, for example, if at all we want to highlight this, I have written a measure for the KPI color. Okay, I'll show you the measure where it is very straightforward and simple enough. Now I have used the switch function for this KPI color measure, where in switch the first parameter is the expression where I have given the true condition. If the difference of my total sales and last year sales is greater than 0, give me green color, otherwise give me red color. Alright, now let us apply this KPI color to the specific column of year on year growth. I'll select this properties. I'll go to the cell elements. Here we have this background color. I'll turn it on, and here I have this FX, right? By default it would give us the gradient, as you could see, but we don't want to see the gradient. We want the KPI color measure to be applicable. I'll select on FX. I'll select this field value, and in the measure table I'll select this KPI color. Okay, now I'll just click OK. Now you could see that wherever the increment of sales is there, it will show the green in the green color. If it is decrement, it will show the red color. Suppose I want to turn the font color into white. I have written a simple measure similarly, where I'll show you that KPI font. This KPI font, let us format it a little bit so that you could understand. Okay, so similarly I have written the switch condition, where the first expression is the true condition. Suppose that if my total sales is greater than last year sales, give me white color. If at all it is less than last year sales, give me white color. If it is not the both the cases, then give me black color. Very simple measure, right? Now we shall apply this to the font color here within the table for year on year growth. Okay, for example, here I'll go to the format. Let us turn on the font color. Let us click on this FX, which is conditional formatting, and the format style, I'll select the field value, and we can select this font color, which is KPI font. I'll click OK. Okay, as soon as I do that, you could notice that the font has changed to white, and that conditional formatting is properly working. Now let us understand few more things with this KPI visual, which is present in the default visuals. Okay, here I have a KPI visual. I'll select it. Okay, it has changed it. I'll undo this. Okay, I'll make sure that you select outside in the canvas, and then you select this KPI visual. Okay, this is my KPI visual, where I could provide these three components. First one is value, where I'll provide the value of the particular or actual data which I want. Second one is the trend axis, based upon which trend, either year or month or which time period that you want to see. Second thing is the target. So based upon the actual data, what is your target data, whether it meets the target or not. If it meets the target, it will give the respective green color, or else it will provide the red color. Now let us bring in the data. We have this total sales, which is sum of sales. Okay, in the trend axis, let us bring in the year. Okay, and in the target, let us bring in the last year sales. Okay, now you could see that there is a blank because there is no selection. First thing. Second thing is this 2021 we have this total sales, because in the KPI visual it will show the end value as the goal, right? For the end value as a goal, the value it is not provided. So what we could do is we can bring in the slicer in order to view the data appropriately, right? Now I'll bring in the slicer where I could input this year column, okay, and I shall format this year column into a vertical list so that we could select the data appropriately. And from the year, what I could do is I can do the basic filtering and I can remove this 2022 because it is not applicable. Okay, now in this year data, okay, what we have is for 2018, you'll notice that the percentage it is blank, right? Infinity percentage, which is not correct. We would be requiring to make some changes with respect to that. But if you check 2019, you could notice that the total sales it is I could say 28 million. The last year sales, which is to 26 million, where it has met the goal, and the positive increment, which is 11.15%, it is showing it properly. Even if at all you go to 2020, here it is not able to meet the goal, that is why it is showing this color, and as well as the percentage difference it is showing it properly. And in 2021 again it has met the sales, and in fact it has reached 130.2%. okay, it is like double the sales, even more than double, right? Sorry, more than 100% of the sales. So what we need to understand is, until unless you choose the particular year, you need to make sure you need to make some changes for the measure where you could avoid such situation. For now we are understanding the basic way how to utilize the KPI. Okay, okay, let us take one more example, how to create a KPI by using text card. Okay, for example, I'll take a text card, which is this normal text card. Okay, this is my text card. I have few measures where I have written to format it and make a KPI kind of thing. Okay, first thing is, suppose I can bring the total sales directly and put it in the text card. You could see that the total sales is for 2019 it is 29 million. It is by default filtering it, and the total sales is, you could see 127 million, right? For like with respect to this customization where I need to make the KPI card, I have made this measure which is total sales. You could see that I have written a format. I have already formatted this total sales with this particular format where in dollars I want to mention it, and whatever the content I have or the numeric input I have to separate it with I have to get the comma separated values. And in order to make it into a text format, I have just concatenated with an empty string. Now this total sales, I'll remove this total sales. Okay, now this total sales measure which I have written, I need to input in the title part. Okay, in order to make an effective measure, what I could do is I'll go to the format. Okay, now okay, here you need to bring in some data, right? Okay, let us bring some measure which is the same total sales. Okay, now we'll get this title option. I'll turn on the title. I'll open this. Here let us provide the title. I'll show you what is title and subtitle first. I'll write this is title column or title space. Okay, and I'll minimize this. Here you have the subtitle. I'll turn it on. I'll write this is the subtitle. Okay, now in the visual you could see that this is my title space and this is my subtitle space. Okay, and here what I wanted to do is, in the title I'll mention total sales. Okay, this is my total sales which is mentioned here. I'll center align it. Okay, text color I'll keep it white, and to give better appearance I'll just put this blue color, or else any other color I can use. Little darker color I'll use. Okay, now this is the total sales where I have mentioned the heading. In the subtitle, here I have the subtitle. I can change this text color to white. I could center align it. Now I'll remove that subtitle. Now what I wanted to show is this total sales measure which I have written. Okay, this total sales measure which I have written over here in the form of total sales, and in the format using format function. Okay, what I'll be doing is I'll bring it into the subtitle. I'll select this fx. Here in the field value I'll select this measure. Okay, I'll select this hash total sales, right? The measure which I have shown you. I'll click OK. Now you could notice that when I updated the subtitle, my total sales is appearing in the comma separated version, and the dollar symbol is also appearing. Now let us little format this call out value or the call out header which we have. Okay, now of course I'll be removing this total sales measure, and I'll show you one more measure where I have written the KPI total sales versus last year sales. Now this total sales versus last year sales have few variables where you could easily understand. This is my last year sales where I have written the calculate total sales and the data add function for the previous year. Now this is a difference variable where I have written the difference between the total sales and the last year sales variable. Difference percent is the percentage calculation which is made just like a year on year sales, and where if at all an error occurs, give me 0. That is a simple variable which I have written. Next thing is I am trying to create a symbol. If at all my difference is greater than 0, give me plus symbol. If it is otherwise, give me empty thing. Okay, empty string, nothing else. Now what I wanted to return, I wanted to return symbol along with the formatting of difference percentage. Okay, in this 0.0% with any value which is being supplied, and I'm concatenating with a pipe separator. Okay, again I'm adding the symbol where I'm formatting the difference which is the total sales minus last year sales, and this thing I wanted to format with a comma separator, and whatever the data or the value which I have, I wanted it to be with a comma separator. Okay, this is the measure which we have written, which is KPI total sales. I'll bring in this KPI total sales and show you how it is working. As soon as I bring in the total sales, here you could notice that I have this 11.11%. If my 2019 is selected over here, it is from the previous year value. It has grown till 11.15%. Here I have restricted to only one decimal, and the difference you could see that it is like 2.9 million, right? So this will help you to customize your KPI in a good way, where it will help you analyze what is the difference between either total year sales even with respect to budget. Even if you want to compare with the previous month and other things, similarly you could change the measure of last year sales with the previous month sales or previous quarter sales or anything, right? Now I'll just turn on the visual border. I'll just keep a gray border and just round it off with some content. And here I wanted to decrease the size of it. I can go to call out value and decrease the size of it a little bit, and even the label. Okay, I hope it is fine. Now I am decreasing the size of it. Now I want to format it, and I'll just select this even KPI, KPI default KPI visual. I'll select this visual, format painter, and I can select this KPI visual. Now you see this KPI visual is also formatted in a similar way, right? I can little adjust it, and I hope I can adjust it over here. Now let us see few more things, few more aspects where we could understand the differences and represent things in a better way. For example, I'll take this again a normal text card. Now I'll import a visual where I would show the year-on-year difference. For example, okay, this year-on-year difference measure which I have written, it is again a simple measure where I have created the variable with respect to difference, and I have created this difference with respect to total sales and last year sales measure. I have shown you the last year sales measure where it is the same, the calculate total sales, and with respect to data add function I have calculated it for previous year, which is last year sales. Now for the year on like YOY trend variable which I have written, I'm using a switch of a function where the expression is the true condition. Okay, I'll show you how to create this. It is very simple, right? Here if the difference is greater than 0, what I need to do is I'll enter the double quotes. In between I need to press Windows plus dot. Once I press Windows plus dot, you'll see this emoticons. Okay, here in this end symbol emoticons, if you scroll down here, you will notice this symbols. If it is greater than 0, I need this green symbol. Okay, I can close this. Here there will be my green symbol, and if my difference is less than 0, I need a red color box where again I'll press Windows plus dot. If I scroll down, I can notice this red color symbol, and I can hit enter, or you can select it, and okay, I have selected multiple times. Once you select and just click on this measure. Now if at all these conditions are not satisfied, now give me an yellow color box where again I'll do the same, Windows plus dot. Okay, I'll scroll down quickly and select that yellow color thing icon. Okay, now I'll select in the measure. Now you could see that my measure is made. I'll close the parenthesis. Now what I wanted to return is this trend based upon the condition, and also this difference of total sales. Okay, I hope this measure is understandable. Now what I'll do is I'll bring in this YOY difference measure into my text card. Okay, here I have this YOY difference into the text card. Now you could see that the difference, as I change my values. Okay, suppose that I select 2020, you'll see that the icon it will change to red, and the value it will show the difference. Okay, it is still working. Okay, now you could see that for 2020, since there is decrease, it will show me the decrease, the decrement amount value. The same will be reflected over here where I have written the same in a formatted way. Now for example, even if you want to change the color over here, what you could do is you could apply the same color to your values. For example, here I'll go to format. Here color you could see, right? Click on FX. I have shown you the measure which is written for the KPI color. I'll select this KPI color and I'll select this field value and click OK. Okay, now you could see that if it is a decrement, even this text card formatted KPI, now it is showing the red color, right? If I select 2019 again, it will turn to green color. Even this y difference, you could notice that it has changed. Now I'll decrease the font to a little bit, and I'll just format it here. I can turn on the visual border, I can turn on this, round it a little bit, and I could just keep it like this, right? I can keep it somewhere here. Okay, we'll see few more things where suppose that based upon the selection I want to see the monthly month difference also with respect to the previous year. Now how could I do it for month? Either I could choose the line chart or I could choose this bar chart. Okay, okay. What I'll do is I'll select this clustered column chart. Okay, and what I'll do is I'll bring in this month column into my x-axis. I have this month name column into the x-axis, and into the y-axis I'll bring in the total sales. Okay, very simple bar chart we have. Now what we'll do is we'll little format it. Okay, what I'll do is I'll remove y-axis because because I don't want to show it as a data. Of course I'll turn on the data labels, and here in the x-axis I can turn off the title. Months I would require it to see. If at all you want to you don't need to see the months, only if you want to see the trend you can do it. You can turn off even that. Now this columns I wanted to format it based upon this condition where we have written the KPI color, right? Now I'll change this to field value. I'll select this KPI color, I'll click OK. As soon as I change that, now you could see that the values compared to the previous year, whether they are they have increased or decreased, you'll get a fair idea. Again, if at all you want this x-axis labels to be on, you can keep it on, and here we have this data labels where we could turn it on so that we get some understanding with respect to the growth and other things. Now this is a bar chart where I have shown you the things. Even if you want to see it in a line chart, you can just click on this line chart. You'll see a with markers you'll be able to see this trend line where it could help you with the indication. Okay, now let us understand two more things. For example, if at all you want to show the total year sales and the year sales in a multi-row card, now what you could do is I'll select a multi-row card. Okay, here in the similarly card gauge card and KPI section, you'll see this multi-row card. I'll select this multi-row card. Now we have already made the necessary measures, right, which is total sales and the last year sales. I can bring in the measures where I have this total sales and I have this last year sales. Okay, I can bring this last year sales. I can here I could little format it so that it could appear in a better way. Okay, now I'll select this and just click on format painter. I'll select this. Okay, now the shape it has reformed. Now what I wanted to do is I need to change this accent bar based upon this total sales versus last year sales. Now what I could do is I could select this multi-row card. Okay, now what I'll do is here I could see the category labels, and below that I have something called cards. Here in the cards you could give a background color. Okay, and here you can see something called accent bar. Now this is what I'm talking about. Here in the color, what I'll do is I'll select this field value which is KPI color. Okay, now you could see that the accent bar it has turned to green color, Okay, now I'll just increase the width of it so that it is properly noticeable. Okay, now it is in a green color. If at all I select 2020, you'll see that it will turn to red, right? Now it will show you whether it is decreasing or increasing, and what are the total values, and where you could little format it. Okay, and even this bar chart and this you know table, even the corners you could round it. Okay, I'll just quickly round this bar chart. Okay, now with respect to this total sales and last year sales, I hope I have shown you all these examples. And let us talk about a custom visual where you could find out one more KPI visualization difference. Okay, you click on this get more visuals. Once you log in with your ID, any ID which could support this marketplace visuals, what you could do is in the search you need to type KPI. Okay, if you type KPI, you'll see many visuals over here, and the two important visuals which could help you is this KPI indicator and this Power KPI. Power KPI is little more advanced thing which is by Microsoft Corporation. Okay, this KPI indicator, it will show you the similar KPI terms where you could utilize the information. Okay, I could click on add and then add it. Okay, now I have already added it into my visuals where I have this KPI indicator over here. Okay, what I'll do is I'll just click on that. Okay, this is my KPI visual where I have the similar aspects. For example, here I can bring in the actual value. This is my target value. This is my trend axis. Now this custom visual, it will support multiple actual values and multiple target values. Here you could see that trend actual value if other than actual. Here you have trend target value if other than target. So for now I'll be leaving about that. Here I'll bring in this actual value as total sales. Okay, and I'll bring in this target value as last year sales. Now you could see that by bringing it directly, it will show me the yearly based sales where I have selected 2019. Now suppose that here in the trend, I'll bring in this year column from the date table. You'll notice that there will be no trend because only particular year is selected. If at all I remove this, now you'll notice one thing here. The value would be blank. It will be minus 100%, and this trend you'll be able to see, right? If you hover on that, you'll see the year, target. Okay, if you hover on that, you'll see year, actual, and target, right? Similarly, you could see those things. Here the issue where it is occurring is with respect to the context. Okay, for example, if you bring in this month instead of year, you have to customize that target value based upon the monthly sales. Okay, for example, I'll bring in the month name. Okay, now rather than including last year sales, I'll include last year month sales, where I have brought the picture of last year month sales, where I have just changed this interval in this measure, right? Now with respect to this monthly sales, if you hover in the end, you'll see the total sales as the actual sales, and the target, it will show me the previous month sales. If you hover over this, you could compare this actual with the target, where it is comparing the current sales with the previous month sales, right? Now if at all I select another year or any particular year, it will still work. What you should understand is it is not with respect to the last year sales, it is last month sales. Okay, So here even by default this color, it will appear. For example, in 2019, if I click on that, it behaves in a way where the previous month sales is greater than the last month sales, right? Suppose if I click on 2020, now you see this here, it has decreased for the last month, so it is showing that red color. If at all I click on 2021, you see again there is a decrease in the trend, so it will show the red color. Now in this custom visual where I have few things to format, what you could see that rather than a like normal default visual, here here you have many things to format. The chart type, suppose you want to change it into bar, okay, now you could see these bars, right? And similarly you could change the banding percentage, whether increasing or decreasing is better. You could even change it to absolute or relative values. If you want 1000 separator, you can turn on the 1000 separator. Okay, static target, if you want to provide in a numerical value, you can provide it in a numerical value. Similarly you can customize this tooltip also, and you can custom format the things. Here this aggregation type, whether you want to show the last value, average, or sum, it depends upon this aggregation type that you select. And minimum data points, I have kept it one, you can even keep it multiple. Okay, so this data points is with respect to actual and target and those values where you could customize things. Here you have KPI font size, you can customize the font sizes based upon the heading, actual and deviation. And you have KPI colors, the colors which you notice, you could customize it for good, which color you want, for bad which color you want, for neutral which color you want. You can customize all these things. I hope I have given a brief understanding about this KPI visuals and the kind of data which we usually encounter. Please practice from your end, and this is all from my side for today. Like, we can discuss few questions if you have. Thank you everyone.